Good morning, my friends. Good morning. How are you this morning? I've been awake for a while and sitting and watching the sky, and I thought I would have a lovely sunrise to share with you. And then, interestingly, everything changed. And now in front of us we have an entirely different view. I think the sun came up behind the clouds at the back. And then after all the rain we had yesterday, the land, which has been made absolutely wet from all the rain, is now giving up that water back to the sky in the form of mists. We have the beautiful mists of Avalon. It really is a quite amazing landscape, and nature is amazing. Just like the river in France and the valley, the mist rises in the morning. The mist, like the sacred breath of the earth, rise into the skies. So it's beautiful to see, beautiful to witness. And here in the corner we have the mother spring, the circle of trees. So how are you doing this morning? Yesterday was such a dark, grim day here. And I was in the town. I was very saddened to see a young man sitting on the street with his feet wet, his shoes wet, nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep. And he said he'd been sleeping in the doorways on the high street and in the street porch. So I'm just wondering how to help him, this young man. So how can we support each other at this time? He said it was the circumstances that have happened over the last couple of years that actually threw him out of his life and onto the streets. And now it's very hard to get back from that place. So just asking you, should you see any young people on the streets, just to give them a helping hand. And he said that having a smile and somebody speak to him was just as important as anyone giving him any money. So it's so important if we can actually reach out to people with a smile and a helping hand. And the understanding about our nervous systems and how our nervous system and our state of being, our state of calmness, is communicated through our eyes. And that when we are calm, when we have regulated our nervous system, we can help others to regulate. And that if you're with somebody very stressed, then that stress hormone, that cortisol, is spread out to people around and they become stressed. Or if you're very calm and you can regulate, then that oxytocin that you generate is also shared with other people. And this is why it's important to actually learn that we're not victims, and that we can actively regulate our nervous system and change the way we feel. And as I shared with this young man yesterday, and it ended up that he got up and was determined that somehow he would take some course of action, and felt uplifted and inspired, and would do what he could to change his life. Ah, I can see the sun. It hadn't risen. I was mistaken. So here we are. It's a beautiful sun coming up. So just take in a moment with me. And there's a flock of birds going over. You can't see, but it's a beautiful flock of birds up in the sky. Take in a moment with me to take a breath. When we breathe together, it's really, really helpful. So take in a breath, and a long out breath. And just in this moment being grateful for what there is in your life. And in this moment of gratitude, increasing the oxytocin levels in your body. What are you grateful for? What supports you in your life at the moment? We all have something. So take in another breath, and a long out breath, and welcoming in this beautiful morning. I am so grateful for my health. I am so grateful for all my friends. I am so grateful for this incredible view from Healing Waters, and being able to witness it each morning, even when it's raining. I am so grateful for my life and all the lessons. So many things to be grateful for, even when life is hard and challenging. I am so grateful to so many of you who may see this video. And that Healing Waters has been here for 18 years. I'm now in the 19th year. And it wouldn't have been possible without so many of you that have supported this. And that when I came to Glastonbury, I was also homeless. And I'm so grateful for everyone that helped. And it was 2 years before I found a home. And that was 38 years ago. God brought me to Glastonbury for some reason. And I've been here ever since. So seeing the sunrise, and we know that whether we see it or not, whether it's a day like yesterday full of rain, the sun is still rising. and having that trust in those things that we know are happening for sure, whether we can witness them or not. I'm witnessing the sunrise within our own hearts on those days. And just setting our intention for the day. What will support you today? What's going to help you? What have you got to do today? And remembering to do things a little at a time. So if there's overwhelming things, just take a little bit of it, pace it, one little step at a time. Managing our nervous systems means that we actually organize things in a way that's not overwhelming. Overwhelm creates stress and cortisol makes us ill and shuts us off from being in relationship. So making the choice of doing things one little bit at a time and managing the overwhelm is really important. Really important not to be overwhelmed. These are all the things that I'll be teaching in my workshop that's coming soon on the 9th and 10th of December, and on my training in people to learn to regulate and to take care of their resources. So we have now, the landscape is so alive in front of us. The sun is higher. There's a total blanket of mist in the foreground. And the sun is being reflected in the water left over from the rain in the distance. So let's say a prayer of peace together in this moment. Our blessings on our day. Thank you for being you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.